Put your gun down, Chris. She's a key witness. We need her.
A witness? She's the one who did all this!
Resident Evil 6.
Hey gamers, welcome back to SOG Games. My name is XONEVANT and I'm here to bring you another unlock from Resident Evil 6. It's called Duty Calls. You have to complete Chapter 5 in Chris's campaign. So let's go ahead and get things started. Okay, so here we are wrapping up Chris's campaign. We're finally in Chapter 5. We're going to be walking you all through this. It's a pretty long level as well, especially if you have problems with the boss, but I am going to be showing you some tips on how to defeat the boss, so hopefully that'll help you out a little bit with that. You just want to do this first section by crawling through these fan blades. You're going to need your partner to flip switches for you. Now I was playing with the AI, so it kind of did it all for me, but obviously if you're rolling with somebody online, then you're really going to need their help in this section. There's a lot of different ways that the I guess the two-player aspect of this game kind of picks in with this level. A lot of things that both of you have to do, door opening, switches, etc. So make sure if you're rolling with somebody online that you both are communicating. If you're rolling with the AI, it's going to be fairly simple. So because it's, you know, the AI is going to know what to do. This is pretty iconic. Go ahead and get in this elevator, and I think I try to close the door on my partner, but get him in there and then go ahead and take the elevator. You're going to get to this section, go ahead and hang a left, and there's going to be two switches on the wall. Make sure you go ahead and get those taken care of. What's going to happen is you're going to have a time sequence here where there's going to be a lot of enemies coming. You can see here that the enemies like to flip these switches and cause more enemies to come out. Two ways you can kind of handle this area is climb this ladder, maybe hang out on the ledge up here on the top, the second floor I guess, and take these guys out. And you can kind of just camp out up here for a good probably 20-25 seconds before enemies actually start pressing up on you again. You can kill them with grenade launcher rounds. Another way is just to run in a circle around the bottom floor. I know that seems a little bit weird, but that's how I got through the whole thing. I just kept running around in a circle. You can eventually climb back up here and take these guys out. The main thing you don't want to happen is you don't want to have the enemies keep flipping the switches, because it'll reset the timer and causes that sequence to go a little bit longer than it should. So you do have to kill enemies, but it's kind of a balance. Once you get through that, you're going to hook up with your other two teammates, I guess, the other two people in the other party. And everybody's going to have to grab a switch. If you're playing online, obviously you're going to finally meet some new characters here, some new people you can play with online. If you're playing like I was, then it's going to be AI for the other three characters. So go ahead and flip the switches. You're going to have this elevator sequence that you're going to have to take care of. It's pretty tight because there's a lot of enemies that are going to be falling in on your little elevator here. But not a big deal. Try to grab a shotgun. Maybe even, well, I guess the shotgun is honestly probably the best. Even some melee attacks would probably be good, especially if you have that skill set. You do have to watch out for these guys with the RPGs. They can take you out extremely fast, even on normal mode, so be careful of that. When you get to the top, there's going to be a long running sequence. I went ahead and left this whole thing in here. I didn't want to cut it or anything, so I'm just going to kind of walk you through this. Basically just, you know, pushing on your left thumbstick and holding down A and just running as fast as you can. The only thing you really have to worry about is every now and again the enemy's going to put his hand in front of you, and the diamond reticle looks like you have to shoot, I guess, the enemy in his face, but you don't. You have to actually shoot the hand for the hand to go away, and I'm going to show you that here. I think it's coming up right here actually after this jump. Yeah, so you can see the diamond thing is actually telling me to point at the enemy, and maybe you can, but my instinct was to shoot the hand, and when I did that it went away. So you may be able to shoot the actual enemy like in his chest or his face, but I know that the hand worked, so that tends to be how I get through this. And I did die here one time, I believe, once or twice, because I just didn't know what to expect. And you don't really have a lot of time, so if you mess up on one of these little action sequences, you're probably gonna die. It's a pretty quick turnaround in terms of if you don't get it right, then the game is really gonna punish you for it. So you can also use this video to kind of get an idea of what action sequence are gonna be coming up next. There is gonna be these sections where you have to help your partner. So if you are playing with a friend online, you know, make sure that they don't sabotage you. You know, make sure that they're where they need to be at. Make sure you're communicating so that neither one of you have to keep repeating this. I can definitely see where this would be a very aggravating thing to do if you're playing with somebody online. Maybe you don't know and they're just trying to be a jerk or something. Then you could really be here for quite a while. So, you know, just keep that in mind. I tended to play this game with the AI, so I didn't really have any issues. Eventually, this is going to happen where you're going to be falling off. It's a kind of iconic sequence. You're going to have to hit the A button twice. So you're going to make it around one time, and you're going to try to do it again. And that's kind of how you know that you're done with that particular section. And then you just want to get inside of this elevator and take the ride up, and that's going to be the end of that little sequence. Alright, so as soon as you get on top of the elevator, you're going to have to fight him. This is really a simple fight. You just want to keep running around in a circle so that you get a really good angle on him. And I'm not sure if you have to shoot him in the face. I'm assuming you can shoot him anywhere, but I tended to want to shoot him in the face just because I thought that's where he would take the most damage. So I guess the main thing here is just try not to miss and use grenade rounds, shotguns. I think that's what I used. And you shouldn't have any problems taking him out fairly fast. Just don't try to stand directly in front of him, because that's probably the worst place to be. He can hurt you real bad. If you do get in front of him, make sure you do the roll dodge to get out of the way. And as soon as you're done fighting him in that little sequence, you're going to be in this like underwater hallway sequence where you have to run. And what it is, his hand's going to be coming through. Just shoot it. I mean, you can see there I'm just shooting it with the regular pistol. At first I thought maybe I would have to use like my grenade launcher or something, but just as long as you're putting some damage on it, it's going to move its hand, and that's going to allow you to keep going. It's very easy to die here as well. If you're not ready for to shoot the hand and you don't shoot it quick enough, then the gate is going to close on you and kill you. So I think I died here one time too, because I didn't really know what to expect. But just make sure you keep running, shooting the hand until you get to this double door right here. It's going to be another little action quick time event here where you have to keep pressing A and meet up with your partner again. Then as soon as you're done with that, you're going to be in another one of these hallway sequences. Again, just continuing to run, slide under those doors if you need to, and eventually the camera's going to turn and be like in front of you. Just make sure you're pushing down on your left thumbstick to run toward the camera, and then eventually after 2 doors, that sequence will continue. Alright, now this is the actual like big boss fight, I guess. The first thing you want to do probably, if you're like me, is, because I was about out of ammo, run around the exterior of this little map and make sure you break all the barrels and crates and stuff before you come back and touch this door. That way you're kind of segmenting between the boss fight and collecting inventory, right? You can get all the inventory first, because once you touch the door, then you don't really want to be running around trying to collect ammo while you're also trying to kill the boss. It just kind of keeps everything separate. Now the way that you kill this boss is there's 2 like, I don't even know what you want to call them there. They're kind of red and they kind of glow on his left and right side. That's the things that you're trying to knock off. And as soon as you get both of those down, then he's going to split in 2 like he is right now. And your teammate is going to like shoot lightning bolts at him and cause him to go inside of this little like cocoon or shell. Just keep shooting it, and what's going to happen is you're going to hear Chris say something like, you know, we have to shoot him while he's in his shell or something to that effect. You just want to keep doing that. Eventually it's going to wear him down enough where you can take him out. You can use your sniper rifle here is another good weapon to use. And again, like right then I just used my grenade round. And you see how he was inside of his cocoon, but then the cocoon like broke away. What's going to happen is he's going to expose himself with those 2 things again, but it's going to be he's going to be in like a weakened state, and that's really when you want to put the most damage on him. Now in my game, I actually ran out of most of my ammo, and I don't know if that's going to happen in your game or not, but I do show you here that if you do run out of ammo, you can still defeat this guy by using your teammate, because your teammate is always going to be shooting lightning bolts at him. And you can also use your knife, and your melee will actually hurt him as well. And I think I show you that in one of these clips. I'm showing you there that the stun grenades actually work as far as hurting him too. Even though you would think they wouldn't, they do actually put damage on him as long as you shoot him in the right spot. So you can see here I'm out of ammo. I don't think I'm completely out. Yeah, I got a little bit of ammo left. But I'm just knifing him at this point. I'm like, please die. But it does work, and with Pierce throwing the lightning bolts at him, eventually he's going to split apart. You can also come up here and do a quick time event on him if you're out of ammo when he's in that down state. And eventually you're going to be in this section where you have to crawl toward him. Now, I was out of ammo, so I don't know if you have ammo here where you have the ability to shoot him, but I'm thinking regardless you're going to have to come up here and do like a melee kill. But I'm not really sure that because like I said, I was out of ammo. But I'm pretty sure that this is going to be the way it plays out regardless. Go ahead and rotate your thumbstick and get through that quick time event. And then there's going to be a cutscene, and that's going to be over. And you're not quite done yet. Go ahead and head out of the door. And there's another little running sequence here. Now, the deal here is that your teammate, now again I'm playing with the AI, has to come through and help you get through these gates. So I'm not really sure what the AI has to do, or what your teammate is going to have to do if you're playing with an actual person online. I guess they're just going to go up there and do a quick time event. But just make sure they're rolling close to you if you are playing with a real person, because you don't want them to cause you to die here if they can't do the gate sequence. But again, I was rolling with the AI, so I didn't have any issues. And here I'm just trying to stab people. I don't have any more ammo, and I'm bad out of health. So I'm like, man, I just want to get through this. But I'm assuming if you have guns or whatever, you'll be fine. But you really don't have to kill any of the enemies anyway. By the time they hatch out of that stasis, you know, my AI already had the door open for me, so I really didn't have to kill anybody. So just keep running, and eventually after a cutscene, you'll get your unlocked duty calls. And that's it for Chapter 5, so I'll see you in the next one. Be good. If you'd like to catch all the videos I plan on doing for Resident Evil 6, then feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the thumbnail in the center of your screen. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.
Resident Evil 6.